Welcome to Yoga Stretch. My name is Katy. Today we're going to talk about improving your posture. Good posture is so important to help you feel happier, reduce chronic pain, and also to help you live longer. It's long been underestimated how important good posture is for your overall health and well-being. So if posture is going to make you feel better, you're going to stand taller. You're going to look better, more confident. You're going to get more air through your body, right through to the extremities. And you're going to feel so much better just in your general daily life. You reduce chronic pain by having a nice tall spine, correcting those imbalances in your body so you're standing nice and tall and straight. And so this helps us reduce back pain. So we need to keep our spine nice and flexible and movable. And with our yoga postures today, we're going to focus a little bit more on doing that. And lastly, living longer. Now, it's common for desk workers or people who don't pay attention to their posture that they'll end up a little bit rounded out. The chest will be tighter, the back will be overstretched. This constricts breathing, so you can't get the necessary oxygen into your body to make you feel better. And also it causes fractures, breaks, and all sorts of unpleasant things in your bones because of the weakening of the body. So standing up nice and tall, we can move away from that into a healthier lifestyle. We can also fight anxiety and stress much better when we're standing tall and confident and making sure we're breathing well. So all of these things are so important for our health, so let's focus on improving our posture today. We'll start by lying down. Okay, so just bring yourself into a comfortable lying position. Bring your toes forward, drop your feet outwards, draw your shoulder blades downwards and inwards. You might like to press your elbows down, just so you can lift up your shoulder blades enough to draw them down and in at the bottom. Nice flat tummy and rib cage, and just rest your hands on your belly and your chest and rest the elbows on the floor, or you can bring your hands to your sides. So whatever you're most comfortable in. But what I want you to focus on is a nice long spine. We need to lengthen our spine. So tuck your chin in slightly and just start to focus on your breathing and start to feel nice and long. Focus on being quite tall. So just spend a moment thinking tall. Alright, so let's bring our hands by our sides now. I'm going to do some deep breaths in, a big stretch. So let's breathe in, point the toes away, bring the arms over the head, reach your arms as far as you can over your head and point your toes and reach your legs away. So lengthening through the spine, feeling that lovely stretch through the front of the body, arching the back up a little and breathe out. Toes towards you, hands down to sides. So let's do that again. Let's give that back a big stretch. Big, long stretch through the spine. Try to get a little bit taller and breathe out, toes towards you, hands to sides. And let's do that again. Nice big stretch. And your body will really thank you for this and will help us focus on the posture, tall as we can. In the lying position, you're going to have very good posture because you're well supported in your back. And breathe out, hands to sides. Okay, lovely. One more time. Breathe in, arms overhead, nice big stretch. That's it. Let's bring the hands back to the sides. And we're going to walk the feet one at a time towards our hips, then one at a time towards our chest. That's quite gentle on the spine to lift your knees up one at a time. Okay, so if you can, you're going to bring your knees to your chest, lift your hips up a little and lower them down again. And that will lengthen out your lower spine and give it a good stretch. So let's extend one leg and hold the other knee to chest. So lowering your leg down just as low as it's comfortable, but just hovering above the floor. If you want to, you can rest your heel down. Let's change sides. This is a beautiful stretch for the hip. So you will feel the hip working, tummy firm, and relax your shoulders down. Don't let those shoulders lift up to the ears. We want to keep good posture lying down just as much as we want good posture sitting and standing. Every position is going to challenge our posture. Okay, beautiful. Now we're going to roll over to one side and extend the bottom arm forward and the top hand palms touching, head down. Now try and stack your knees up and lift up through your side, and that will help keep your spine nice and straight. And we're going to do some arm circles. So let's breathe in. Take your index finger, trace it over your head, open your chest, gaze at your finger as it traces to your side, then bring your hand over your hip and finish the circle with the palms together. Let's do that again. Breathe in, open the chest up, look at your finger, breathe out, hand crosses over the hip. Now you are trying to get both of your shoulder blades flat on the floor. Now if this is a little bit strong for your arm, just modify the posture. Just don't do quite such a big movement. Let's go the other way and see what our shoulder is like going the other direction. This is a very good shoulder mobility exercise, and shoulders are one part of the body we need to watch out for because they do tend to droop and drop. So we want to keep them nice and strong and mobile. All right, let's try that one more time. Sweep the hand around and we're going to pass the hip, and this time we're going to leave the hand on the opposite side. Shoulder blades are down. Look towards the opposite fingers and let's extend the legs forward. So we're now in a twist. So we're looking towards the opposite hand, the legs are forward. Now for those nice flexible people, take your top foot forward, hold your big toe. That will give you an extra stretch through that top leg, right through the hip, through the extended leg. Breathe into your chest that's open. So we're giving our back a nice stretch and a twist, gentle twist. We need to move our spine in different directions to keep our posture good and to straighten up any imbalances in our body. So if we overuse one side of the body, we need to get the other side working. Okay, let's bend those knees and we're going to lift up, and I'm going to swing my legs around the other way just so I can continue facing forwards. All right, so let's take a lie down and bring the arm forward, the other hand on top. So let's start drawing those circles again. Now, are you lifted up in the side? Very important. Take your index finger and let's breathe in. Circle your arm over the head and bring it nice and wide, and then back over the hip, and hands are stacked again. Let's do that again. Breathe in, open up that chest. Now, is there any difference between this side and the last side? You might notice a little difference. Okay, beautiful. And let's continue drawing that circle around over the hip, and we're going to go back the other way. Sweep the hand over the hip, nice and wide over the head, and stacking the hands. And again, let's get that chest right open. Stretch out the chest as much as you can, always focusing on that lovely posture, and the posture is a lovely open chest. All right, and we're going to sweep that arm back and then over the hip one more time. Bring the arm out to the side, look at that hand, extend your legs forward, and for those who are a little bit stretchier, one foot in front and hold your big toe. All right, beautiful. There, you can bend your knees, sweep your arm back. Okay, now we're going to lie on our back and bring the knees to the chest one at a time again. All right, so nice and comfy, and just bring the knees forward, lift the lower back up, place it down again, and let's lift our legs up into a rod pose. All right, so you can hold the backs of your legs. You can bring your hands down to your sides. Draw the shoulder blades downwards, inwards, and tighten the tummy. You can extend the legs a little up to the ceiling, but the shoulders need to be drawn down and that tummy nice and firm. So we're in beautiful posture on the floor. Can you feel the length in your spine? Chin slightly tucked in, back of the neck lengthened. So lovely and long, tummy's firm. If you're extending your legs up to the ceiling, you're getting a lovely stretch in the backs of the legs. And you can bring your arms over your head, but make sure your shoulders are still downwards and slightly inwards at the bottom. Shoulder blades stay flat on the floor. That's it. Fingernails touch the floor. You can have wider arms, you can have stop sign arms. That's nice because that feels like that chest is really stretching open. So you can move from arms overhead, come back to a stop sign position. Let's try that out. Beautiful. Stretching the chest, shoulder blades flat. Arms flat on the floor. Make sure you're not lifting elbows up or fingers. Nice and flat, and the chest stretches very well. Okay, hands behind the knees. Bend the knees, lift yourselves up, and we're in a boat pose. Lovely. Shoulders down, chest lifted. So we don't want to be in a boat pose with a rounded back. This is not good for our posture, and it's not a very good boat pose. So let's lift the chest up, shoulders down, tummy in. And if you can, extend the arms forward. Always feel free to take a lesser position or a greater position. So the lesser position is toes tap down, hold your legs. Otherwise, legs are lifted up very high or just in a medium position, which I take. Let's lower one foot down and then the other. And I'm going to turn and face you. So let's extend the legs. Bring the toes forward, so we're in our rod pose, lifting up the rib cage nice and tall, shoulders are down, tummy's in. We're going to do a little twist, so very important again, we're always looking through that length through the spine, hips as much as you can, evenly on the floor, your sit bones evenly on the floor, toes towards you, pointing up the ceiling. Okay, so let's try a twist in this position. Left hand outside the knee, right arm behind the back. Draw yourself up tall. You press your fist into the floor and draw yourself up tall. Remember, the shoulders come down, the tummy draws in. They're your supporting muscles that help you sit tall. Look in front of your shoulder. Now, for those who have quite strong back muscles, take the back arm, wrap it around your waist. Keep the shoulders down, tummy in. Let's take a few breaths in this position. Okay, beautiful. And bring yourselves forwards. Now take your hands behind your head, shoulders drop down. Breathe in, breathe out, bend to the side. Now this is quite challenging because you've got to make sure you don't lift one hip up. Shoulders stay down, let them creep up. As soon as your shoulders creep up to your ears, you're going to get a very rounded back. So this is the best position for maximum health. Okay, and let's lift up. Bring your feet into butterfly pose. So we want to try and bring the heels a little bit closer to hips, but if your hips are not warmed up enough yet, just keep them a little bit forward, it's okay. So holding onto your ankles, or you can link your fingers, hands around your feet, then lift yourself up tall, draw the shoulders down, and pull the tummy in. Your tummy supports your lower back, so it's very important to draw it inwards. Lift up the spine. So now you're helping to lift up the spine by anchoring your hands on your feet, shoulders down, tummy in. So you're helping yourself, sitting up tall. A little bit of extra support is always wonderful. Lower your knees a little bit down. So we're not going to bounce, we're just going to lower our knees down and pause for a moment. Can we feel the inner thigh stretch? Very important to keep the legs nice and supple and strong for our good posture. Lower the knees down a little bit more. That's it. Big breaths in the chest. Can you feel it's quite strong on the back and on the tummy? And let's lower the knees down again. So nice and strong. Challenge yourself. Don't just take easy options all the time. Just try to challenge yourself. As long as it's not causing pain in joints or any discomfort, continue to do it. Your muscles need to be stretched. You need to move in different ways to what you normally do during the day. This is a wonderful opportunity. All right, so we're going to release those legs and we're going to bring our feet into a V. Toes towards you, sit up tall. Now, this is always very helpful to get on the sit bones. Hands into fists, lift your hips up, tighten your tummy, lean forward. So we're sitting forward on our sit bones, which will help us go forward. So let's breathe in, breathe out, lean forward. Can you reach big toes? If you can't, just hands on shins. If you can't, bend forward, hands behind the back, and try and get yourself just a tiny bit forward. So it's all a work in progress. You do not need to be flexible to do yoga. It's always important to do yoga however you are. In fact, it increases flexibility, so it's very important for people who are stiff. That brings maximum benefit to health. All right, that's lovely. Now I'm going to release my feet and swing my legs around to the side because we're going down for a fish pose. You can just bring your hands forward or hold your legs, roll yourself down. Shoulder blades downwards, inwards. And let's lift one hip up. So I'm going to bring my right foot a little bit closer, lift my hip up, take the palm underneath the hip and sit on it. Extend the leg. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm now sitting on the backs of my hands and the palms are down. Walk the elbows towards each other. So you're going to feel your chest open quite a bit, and then press the elbows in the floor and the upper body lifts. This is wonderful for a chest stretch, shoulders are down, and you can just stay here if you want to, or just come into the full fish pose, crown of head on the floor. Now, there are more challenging positions if you want to try them. So one of them is you can reach your arms up to the ceiling, just resting on the top of your head. You can even lift your legs up. So don't worry about doing these postures unless you're feeling quite strong. Just even a small fish will help you a great deal. Okay, so let's press the elbows in the floor, lift the head up, flatten yourself down again. And then we're going to take one foot, bring it into the end position, lift the hip up, take the hand out, and let's try that on the other side. So you want to make sure you come out quite safely, and you are worth spending the time on aligning your body properly. It's going to make a very big difference with your yoga and with your posture. Okay, lovely. Now you can do two things. You can roll to the side and sit up, or join me, bringing the arms over the head. Breathe in and breathe out. Lift yourselves back up again. Perfect. All right, I'm going to face you again. So extend your left foot forward, the right leg comes over. We're going to work into the sciatic nerve, the big nerve that runs from the hip down the back of the leg. Very important nerve. Lift your hips up, tighten your tummy, lean a little bit forward, and we're in the perfect position. All right, so now if you can't manage this leg position, just go to this one. It's perfectly okay. You can also do this one. If you can do the full movement, it's even better. So we want to line the two knees up. Bring your toes forward, point them at the ceiling. And we're going to breathe in, lift up tall through the spine. So try and lift up tall before you start your postures. Pull the tummy in and breathe out. Okay, so we're stretching the back of the leg. Very important to pay attention to our legs to improve our posture. Our feet and our legs and hips are at the foundation of our standing, so they need to be in good shape. Let's breathe. Now, if you're feeling this in the back of your knee, tingling in the toes, perhaps something in your hip, that means your sciatic nerve is activated. Now, if you don't feel it, that's perfectly okay. You're doing the same thing, but you obviously have no issues in that area. If you can hold your foot, feel free to do that. For some people, it's just going to be strong enough getting in this position. Okay, let's bring our top leg forward, bottom leg underneath, and we're in a cross leg position. You can always sit in a lotus or half lotus when you come to cross leg position. Otherwise, just take a more moderate position with me. All right, chest lifted, shoulders drop down, a little bit inwards, firm tummy. Always look for the tall spine before you start your next posture.
Okay, so we're going to bring our arms out to the side, breathe in, breathe out, arms forward. We've got eagle arms, so we're going to take that right arm, wrap it around the left. Level 1, hands on shoulders. Level 2, backs of hands together. Level 3, palms together. Do work towards getting your elbows locked in. If you can't quite make it, just even almost there is quite good. So just work towards stretching your shoulders and chest. All right, this is a lovely stretch around the shoulder girdle or around the shoulder blades. Okay, so let's breathe in, lift up. Now, I want the inside of your shoulders to drop and the outside will lift up naturally. Okay, breathe in and breathe out. Drop the inside of the shoulders down, elbows lift, and breathe out to lower. Breathe in, lift, and breathe out to lower. We're going to do that one more time. Breathe in, lift, and breathe out to lower. Okay, let's unwrap those hands. Place the hands on the knees. Big shoulder roll. That's it, big shoulder roll. Up to the ears and back down again. Try and get that whole range of movement. Oh, lovely. Now we're going to take the hands behind us and have our feet forward. This time it's eagle legs. So take your right leg, wrap it around the left. Now you can have your foot just next to your calf or wrap the toes around. Shoulders down, tummy in. And we're going to bring the knees to the nose. Breathe in. You can tap the toe down or don't tap the toe down. Breathe out, knee to nose. Breathe in. That's it. Beautiful. Knee to nose. Let's do that again. And knee to nose. Last one. That's it. Let's unwrap those legs. And we're going to extend the legs again. Sitting up nice and tall. That's it. Back into our rod pose. Again, looking for the tall spine to improve our posture and strengthen all the muscles in the front of our body and in the back of our body. They're lovely big muscles in your back, so be confident they do work well when you let them. Okay, so we're going to twist the other direction now. So hand outside the knee, other hand behind the back. Draw up tall, because somehow between looking forward and twisting, we tend to lose our posture. So let's get it back again. Look in front of the shoulder. If the hand behind the pack doesn't need to support you, hand behind, wrap it around your waist. Let's take a few breaths here. Sit as evenly as you can on your sit bones. Make sure you're not rolling to the side. And then bring your hand forward. Lovely. So hands behind the head again. Now, if you have your hands a little bit too close, sometimes your shoulders lift up. I want the shoulders down. So wherever your hands reach when your shoulders are down. Okay, beautiful. So chest lifted, breathe in, nice firm tummy. Breathe out, bend to the side, this time the left. How are you going? Can you feel that working? You need to hold very firm around the waist. Keep the sides strong. All right, and let's lift up. Beautiful. Lower your hands down, come into your butterfly pose again. Now this time you can move your hips a little bit closer by picking them up and moving them towards your heels. And if you can, keep your hands in fists and lift your hips up all together. And you can keep them lifted. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to get the stretch on the inner thighs if you keep yourself lifted off the floor. Now the outer edge of the back of the feet or the side of the foot is on the floor, so the whole of the side of the foot is on the floor. All right, so we should be feeling a nice big stretch. Just move a little closer if you can. Let your knees drop out. So sometimes we keep a little tense through the legs because we're trying to protect the inner thigh from doing too much work. It's okay, your inner thighs can do it. So let's drop those knees a bit wider. Lovely. Keep the shoulders down away from your ears. You don't want to have this hunched over look. You want to keep up tall. So practice, especially if you work in an office or at a desk or on a computer or a phone, you need to remember to lift up tall. Let's take a seat. A nice big V position. Okay, let's just bring the hands forward this time. Now, all you forward benders can lay flat on the floor. Please feel free to do that. Otherwise, you're just going to walk forward and perhaps put your elbows on the floor or anything you can. Any little lean forward would be perfect. Okay, so shoulders stay down away from the ears, tummy stays in, and we should be getting a really big stretch on our inner thighs, toes up to ceiling. Now for the people who are very stretchy, you need to watch out that you don't overstretch. That means the backs of your knees stay off the floor. And just know that you are stretching whether you feel it or not. So that's for the very stretchy people. For the not so stretchy people, you're going to feel everything. All right, let's lift up. Now we're going to bring our legs back in, and we're coming back into our stretch for the back of the leg, the sciatic nerve. Foot to thigh, that's your first leg position. The second leg position is here, but remember to keep your toes forward, otherwise you're going to join me, lining up your knees. So you give them a little tug, and then gradually they get more stretchy. Lift up, tighten the tummy, lean forward. That's it, lift up tall. Let's breathe in, nice and tall, did you remember? And breathe out, pull the tummy in, lean forward. Always looking after the posture before we begin each move. And again, you can hold your foot if you're able to. Otherwise, if you're finding this quite strong, breathe right down to the belly and the lower back, and you'll feel your breath muscles will push down onto your leg muscles, and you can feel pressure in there, which is released when you breathe out. And that's going to help your muscles soften and relax and stretch out, and it will improve this posture. And of course, it really helps the sciatica and relieves you of quite a bit of that lower back discomfort from sciatica. All right, lovely. This time we're going to bring our right leg under our left, sitting up nice and tall on those sit bones, a little bit forward, and then sit tall again. All right, let's bring the arms out to the side. Breathe in and breathe out, wrapping the left arm around the right, coming into eagle arms. And we're going to breathe in, lift the elbows, drop the inside of the shoulders down, and breathe out to lower. Can we feel a stretch around the shoulder blades? Breathe in and lift. Breathe out to lower. Let's do that again. Breathe in to lift and out to lower. Beautiful work. Unwrap those arms. Let's draw shoulder circles forward. Lift the shoulders to ears. Roll back and down. We've got one more to go. Then bring your hands behind your back. Come onto your toes. And let's wrap that left leg around the right. See if we can tuck the toes around the calf. Shoulders down, chest lifted. Tighten the tummy. Let's breathe in and breathe out. Round the back out, tap the knee to nose. Breathe in and breathe out. So we're lengthening through the spine and then rounding it out. Let's do that 2 more times. Breathe in and breathe out. Last one. Let's unwrap those legs and just give them a little hug. Okay, now from here, if you can, you're going to try and bring those heels a little bit closer. Pull your tummy in to help hold you up. Then take your hands one at a time behind you. Turn them into fists. Lift your hips up. And then walk your fists closer to your heels. Then start to hinge up with your hips lifted. Now, if you can't manage that, that's perfectly okay. Just stand up and bend forward. Toe heel your feet a little wider so they're under your sit bones. And let's pull the tummy up, let the upper body hang down. Hold your elbows. Scoop the belly underneath the rib cage just a little bit. Shoulders hang loosely, chin to chest if you can. If you have blood pressure issues or any other issue and you feel uncomfortable, chin to chest, gaze at the floor. Let's move our elbows and torso from side to side and find the stretch in the lower back. You will get stretches around the backs of the upper thighs, or the thighs, and around the buttocks as well. So this is a wonderful back stretch. Alright, so Just bring your hands down to your feet, breathe in and breathe out. Now tighten your tummy, squeeze your buttocks a little, stack your vertebrae out one at a time. So this is a beautiful back stretch. We need to stretch our back out and all the muscles attached to our vertebrae, and this will help us feel so much better and lift up into a beautiful tall spine. That feels lovely. Okay, we're going to do a sun salute but a modified version, so expect plenty of variations as we turn sideways. So let's lift up nice and tall. So tummy in, lift your rib cage up really high, little squeeze in the bottom of the buttocks, little firmness in the thighs, tummy flattens out as you lengthen your body. Lift your shoulders to ears, roll them back, draw them downwards and hug them a little bit at the bottom and your chest will open. You can just creep your feet a little bit closer but make sure your bones don't touch. Spread the toes out, chin slightly tucked in. So if you've got beautiful posture but your chin is forward, you're going to think your posture is bad. So you need to tuck your chin in and looking forwards so you feel tall. If you're not used to feeling tall, practice until you do feel tall. It's very important. The spine loves to be tall. Okay, stretch those fingers out and now we're going to rotate the palms forward and that helps to flatten the shoulder blades on the back. Lift the chest up but keep the rib cage flat and the tummy firm. Alright, let's take a few breaths here. Breathe around your rib cage. Then breathe around down to your belly. You get the breath down there. That's it, beautiful. So when you breathe into your whole lungs from top to bottom, you'll notice you'll breathe into your back from top to bottom. And that's very important to strengthen the back muscles. Let's breathe in on salute. Reach up and breathe out. Forward fold, chin to chest, and rest the chest on the thighs. Flat back. Let's stretch out the legs and the spine. Tummy in, fingers on toes or in front on the floor or even hands on shins is perfect. Whichever you can do is perfect. Shoulders away from the ears, tummy lifted. And go back into your forward fold. A step back to plank. Lovely. Shoulders towards hips. Tighten your tummy, a little squeeze in the bottom of the buttocks. Knees on floor if you need to. Look in front of your fingertips. Try not to drop your head down. You get this rounded, awful look if you do that. So you want to be nice and long in your spine. This is a wonderful position to practice your posture. So lovely long spine. Firm tummy, firm on the bottom of the buttocks. Take 3 breaths. Breathe in, breathe out. Plank to floor, or you bring your knees and chest down. Whichever way you do it is fine. Let's extend the arms forward. If you need to bring your arms into a V or bend your elbows, please feel free to do that. Okay, so we're going to lift our right arm, left leg, and lower it down, so opposite arm to leg lifts. Let's do that again. Lift up and lower. And again, lift and lower. Nice. Now we're going to squeeze the buttocks, press the hips in the floor, and lift those legs up. Just float them up and then float them back down. Beautiful. Float them up again, and you're going to keep your buttocks squeezed, no lower backs please, and then lift one arm up, lift the other arm up, and we're now full locust. You can look forward or tuck your chin and lengthen through the back of the neck. So you'll get a longer spine if you put your chin, if you tuck your chin in. Reach forwards and back, spread your toes out, spread your fingers out, reach, reach, reach. And then bring your arms to the side, aeroplane wings, hands under chest, cobra and high cobra. Remember, shoulders away from ears, little squeeze in the bottom part of the buttocks, firm tummy, tuck toes under, lift hips into down dog. Okay, so our first down dog, let's stretch your ankles, walking the heels up and down, getting the calf and ankle stretch. Now lower both heels towards the floor, tighten the tummy, shoulders towards hips, chest towards thighs. So rock your body towards your thighs. So your arms become nice and long, the upper arms start to work. Head in line with your arms. Take 3 big breaths around your rib cage. Really stretch your rib cage out with your breathing.
That's it, beautiful. Now let's step the feet together. Now we've got a scorpion. So we're going to lift our right leg up, just 5 toes to floor as you do. Start off with your 3-leg dog. Bend the knee, rotate the hip up to the ceiling, look under your arm. Breathe in, nice big breaths, chest towards your thigh. There should be a big stretch around your hip. And then bring your knee forward and place your leg down into pigeon. Hip stretch. Flatten the back of the foot, the extended leg, slide it away. Now for those who can't manage this stretch, it is quite strong. Take a seat, bring your back leg forward and bend forward. Okay, so just do something that your body allows you to do. Ideally, in this position, your legs should be at 90 degrees. If you can maintain that, please do. Toes should be forward regardless of where your foot is. Now, we're going to do a twist. So this is the first level. The elbow, the left elbow goes on the floor. The right arm wraps around the back and you can hold your big toe. See the big toe there? Just grab that big toe. If you can't reach it, that's okay. And we're going to stay in that position. Now for those who want level 2, a little bit more challenging, take your right arm forward, thread your left arm underneath, place your head down on the floor. Now bring your arm behind your back and hold your big toe. So this is a stronger stretch, working around the hips. Now let's take the hand from behind the back, push yourself back up again. Now tuck your back toes under and let's bring that knee forward. Lift into a down dog. All right, beautiful. Now we're going to do a fallen triangle or a twisted triangle, whatever you might know it as. So let's step those feet together again. Lift the right leg up. Now remember this time 5 toes point to the floor. We're not rotating our foot outwards. Tighten the tummy, move your chest to your thighs. Squeeze your butt a bit more. This is quite strong on your buttocks muscles. So your buttocks muscles usually say, oh, this is too much, let's try something else, but don't do it. Okay, now we're going to bring the knee to the chest. If you can't do this one, just go to down dog. Leg goes out to the side, your back heel drops to the floor, and you lift up your left hand. So here's our fallen triangle. Okay, are we ready to come out? Take your hand to the floor, bend your knee so you can wind up those muscles in the hips. Jump back to your down dog. Okay, lovely. All right, we've got one more dog split. So let's step the feet together. Lift the right leg up, 3-leg dog, 5 toes point at the floor. Chest and thighs to stretch out the arms and lunge your foot forward. Okay, we're going to step the back foot next to the front foot, forward fold. Beautiful. Flat back, forward fold, and a big sun salute. Reach up, stretch your spine up. Don't do half a job. Reach up nice and tall and breathe out. Hands to sides, back to chest. Whew. Spine feels tall now, doesn't it? Let's take a deep breath in and out and do it again. Sun salute. Reach up tall as you can. Swan dive. Forward fold, chest to thighs. That's it, beautiful. Flat back. Stretch out the back and the legs. Breathe out, forward fold. Step the opposite foot back into plank. Shoulders towards hips, tighten your tummy. Now remember to get that long spine, this tall posture, working into the postural muscles. And plank to floor or just knees and chest down. Okay, let's extend the arms forward again. All right. So left arm, right leg, lift and lower. Lift your head and chest at the same time. Breathe in and breathe out. Change sides. Lift and lower. Last one. And lower. Press the pubic bone in the floor. Squeeze the butt. Float the legs up. Stretch your toes out. Lift one arm up. Then lift the other arm up. And we're going to float those arms into a T. Continue to bring them to the lower back. Stack your hands one on top of the other, palms up.
If you can do level 2 hands, you're going to link your fingers, press your palms together. That's very important. I do want you to do that. Then lift your arms up from your hips if you can. Now bring your shoulder blades together, hug them together, and that will help to open your chest. That's it. Looking forward, or tuck the chin and lengthen through the back of the neck. Let's breathe. Now let's release the hands, bring them back to aeroplane wings, underneath the chest, cobra. Shoulders down, let's squeeze the butt to make sure you don't work into that lower back. Firm tummy, tuck toes under, keep the knees soft to lift up so you don't get any twinges in your lower back. Okay, so shoulders towards hips, tummy in, chest towards thighs. Beautiful. Now we're going to step those feet together again. And this time lift out left leg up, 3-leg dog. Now scorpion, rotate the hip out and look under your arm. That's it, lovely. And bring that knee forward into pigeon, hip stretch. Slide the other leg back, perfect. We've got the twist. So this time the right elbow goes on the floor for our level 1. Left arm behind the back, hold that big toe. Look in front of your shoulder. Or level 2, extend your left arm forward. Take a lie down. Bring the arm behind your back so it's a stronger twist, and then hold your big toe. Find a comfy head position. Sometimes people gaze up, sometimes the temple goes down, sometimes it is looking forward, so always pick a head position, a neck position that suits you. All right, one more breath, hand down on the floor, lift yourself up, tuck your back toes under, slide your knee forward, lift into a down dog. Okay, so we've got that fallen triangle or twisted triangle all over again. Step the feet together, lift that left leg up, squeeze the buttocks, chest to thighs. Remember, 5 toes point to the floor, and then bring the knee to chest and shoot that leg out to the side. Back heel goes down. This time the right hand comes up. Make sure your shoulder is directly above your wrist, so you're not overworking into the shoulder, but using the whole arm to hold you up. Bring your hand down, bend your knee, jump your foot back to down dog. All right, we've got one more 3-leg dog, so let's step those feet together. Lift the left leg up, 3-leg dog, reach up and lunge your foot forward. Step your back foot next to your front foot, forward fold. Flat back and forward fold. Big sun salute, breathe in, reach up to the sky, beautiful. And breathe out, hands down to sides, back to chest, deep breath in and out. Okay, you should feel wonderful after that. Do you feel much taller? Do you feel as if your posture has improved? All right, let's do a little bit of balance together. So we're going to start off with our eagle pose and go to a warrior 3. If you need to rest between each posture, just put your foot down on the floor. So let's roll our right foot forward, tighten your tummy as you do this. Cross it over. Now, this is our level 1 foot position. Otherwise, you can take level 2 or 3. So let's bring the arms out to the side, breathe in. Then breathe out, arms forward, right arm wraps around the left. Pick the same hand position as you did last time. Now we're going to breathe in, lift the elbows. Big breath in, stretch the back. And breathe out, elbows down. Breathe into your back when you lift. Breathe in, expand that back out, and breathe out, elbows down. Let's do that again. Breathe in, big stretch, and breathe out, lower them down. And this time we're going to float those elbows to our knees. Now if you can't make it, don't go that deep. But if you can, your elbows are going to float to your knees. Big breath here. And then we're going to unwrap our leg. This is where you can tap your foot down and go straight into a warrior 3. Leg extended out to the back, 5 toes point to the floor, squeeze your butt, Unwrap the arms and come to an aeroplane position. Arms in a T. Keep breathing, and then float your back foot down next to your front foot and relax down into a lovely forward bend. Let your arms just hang nice and loosely. Give your body a little rest. Breathe into your back, stretch it out. Let's breathe in, hands on shins, breathe out. Slide hands on legs. There we go, stretching out that back again. Shoulders to ears, roll the back and down. Tall posture. Lovely. Let's do that on the other side. Hands on hips. Roll your left foot forward. Tighten the tummy and bend your standing knee. Find that leg position that you prefer. And then bring your arms out to the side. Breathe in. Breathe out. This time, left arm goes under the right. Let's breathe in, lift the elbows. Breathe out, lower them down. Breathe into your back as you lift. Stretch the back and breathe out to lower. Let's do that again. Breathe in and lift. Breathe out and lower. Float the elbows to the knees. That's it, beautiful. Unwrap your leg. Shoot that leg back into warrior three. Make sure you get your legs in position first. Nice firm tummy. Unwrap the arms. Bring them into a T. And then float your foot down. Float your upper body down. Nice and relaxed. Breathe into your back. Now let's breathe in, hands on shins, breathe out, tighten the tummy, a little squeeze in the butt, stretch the back muscles out, shoulders to ears, roll them back and draw them downwards. All right, give yourselves a shake. Lovely. Okay, now we're going to do our last sequence by turning around sideways. And let's just place our hands on our hips. Soften your knees, tighten your tummy. We're going to lift the right leg up. Breathe in and breathe out. Lunge back to a warrior one leg position. Lower the heels down, front knee bent. Now we're going to bring our arms forward. Now this is our archer position. So we're going to draw one arm back. So we're moving our hips and our chest, opening up the chest and then gaze over your front middle finger. So torso is twisted and head is twisted. So we need to also exercise the rotation of our neck as well as our spine. Shoulders are down. So here we have our archer. This is one of our archer positions. Now we're going to shoot the back arm forward and then sweep the arms behind into wide prayer and rest our left shoulder on our knee. Let the head hang down and look at your back foot. You can keep your arms in this position or stack the backs of the hands together, rest them on your lower back. You can also link your fingers, press palms together, very important to press the palms together, and lift the arms up. So this is stretching into chest, tightening up the back, and working in the fronts of the shoulders. Take some big breaths into the back. Now if you want to work a little harder, you're going to move your shoulder inside your knee and you're going to stretch into those hips just a little bit more. Now lower your hands down to your spine. We're going to take the back hand down and place it inside our foot. Straighten the leg. Now if you can't reach the floor, that's fine. Hand inside the leg. Rotate the rib cage and lift the other hand up. You're in a triangle. Now I want you to draw your shoulders towards your hips. Tighten your tummy. A little squeeze in the buttocks. The bottom of the buttocks, and that's going to straighten up your hips. Big breaths into the top side of the body. Now we're going to take that top hand, lower it down so the palms are together. Now you might want to bring your back foot a bit closer And then squeeze your butt, tighten your tummy, and take both hands outside the leg. Then lift your left hand up into a reverse triangle. Now I find this quite challenging, so I'm going to put my hand on my hip and try and rotate my torso. So if you can't quite rotate the torso enough, just hand on hip is perfectly okay. So these twisted movements are particularly good for us. Somewhat more challenging, but very worthwhile. Okay, so let's bend our knee, place the hands on the floor, step the back foot next to the front foot into chair pose. Lift your arms up wide, prayer, and then reach up to the ceiling. Breathe out, hands down to chest. Deep breath in and out. Now let's try the other side. Okay, float those hands to the hips, soften the knees. Tighten the tummy, roll the left foot forward and lunge back. This is a very good balance. Toes down, heel down. Heels are lined up. Sweep the arms forward. Shoulders stay down, tummy in. Check your knee and ankle are lined up. Sometimes we don't widen our legs enough. And then draw the left hand back as far as you can. Really nice and open in the chest. Shoulders down, tummy in. Little squeeze in the butt. You need to keep your hips switched on. And then turn and gaze at your front middle finger. So we should be getting a stretch on our inner thigh of the front leg if you're working into your hips well. You need to switch all the muscles on around your hips for the best position. Okay, the best work. Okay, now we're going to shoot that left arm forward, sweep the arms back in wide prayer, shoulder rests on the knee, gaze at your back foot, arms can lift up in wide prayer, or you can stack the backs of the hands, rest them on the lower back. For those who want to work the arms and back, chest a little bit more, link your fingers, press palms together, reach the arms up, open the chest. Okay, beautiful. Now, if you want to stretch your hips more, shoulder inside the knee, so you're not resting on the knee anymore. I'm going to, but if you want to work harder, just pop that shoulder inside the knee. Now lower the hands onto the lower back. We're going to release the hands and take the right hand inside the right foot. Start to straighten your front leg. Now switch your buttocks on. Bottom of the buttocks, tight tummy, and start to rotate your hip. You can leave your hand on your hip. Here we are in our triangle position, or you can lift your arm up, reach it up to the ceiling. Now don't worry if you can't reach the floor. Hand on shin is perfectly okay. Whatever stretch you can get into is a good stretch. So nice firm tummy, and we're keeping the hips switched on. Big breaths into the top side of the body. All of these movements are helping your posture, your postural muscles get nice and strong. So you can learn to trust them and know that they're going to hold you up. Okay, we're going to float the top hand down, bring the palms together, take the hands outside your right foot. I'm going to bring my back foot a bit closer, and then squeeze the buttocks, straighten up the hips, and then lift the right hand up to the ceiling in reverse triangle. Very challenging, otherwise hand on hip. So you might find one side you can lift your arm up, the other side you can't quite do it. So take the position that works best for you. Okay, so we're going to bring our hand down to the floor, bend the front knee, step the back foot next to the front foot, forward fold. Okay, hands on shins, pull your tummy in, start to slide your hands up your legs. There we go, lovely. Shoulders to ears. Roll them back, draw them downwards. Nice work. Give yourselves a little shake, and we're going to go down to the floor to finish off. So deep breath in, sun salute, now bring your hands together. Let's just bend our knees this time. And come down nice and low. If you can't quite manage, just take a seat. If you can manage, let's come down, take a little squat down. This is quite a nice squat. quite different to our wide leg squat. And then take your hands down, take a seat, and let's just bring the hands behind the knees, roll yourself down, just bring those knees to the chest, give them a nice hug, and just rock a little bit side to side, just nice and comfortably. So because we spent a little bit of time with our legs in the air earlier, we're just going to go straight into our relaxation. So bring your feet as wide as the mat. Press your elbows down. Draw the shoulder blades down and inwards. You can take your left hand on your heart center, right hand on the belly, and drop your knees inwards. Or for those who prefer, come into your butterfly pose and get a little extra stretching on the inner thighs. Breathing into the belly. Let the body calm down. Now you can stay in this position or extend your legs. Let's drop the feet out a little bit. So we relax the hips, you can just shake them around, relax the hips. Hands can stay where they are or bring the backs of the hands to the floor, keeping the shoulder blades flat, chest open. So we want to keep the postural muscles working and strengthening. Chin slightly tucked in, try and find a little bit of length in the back of the neck. Now you can either stay here and join me to finish, or you can turn the video off, have a relaxation for 5, 10 or 20 minutes, and then turn the video back on and join me. Let's start to move our fingers and toes. Breathe down to the belly. And then walk the feet to the end position. And roll to your side. Let's take a few breaths here. And lift up into a seated position, just resting hands on knees or in the lap. And lower your hands down towards the floor, breathing in, lifting the arms up to the ceiling. Nice big stretch in the arms and chest, and breathe out, bring your hands back to chest and thumbs to heart center. So keep your spine lifted, firm tummy and shoulders soft, chin dropped. Let's take 3 breaths to energize our body. Breathe into the belly, into the rib cage, collarbones and back, and breathe out. Let's do that again, big yoga breath. Breathe into the belly, rib cage, shoulders and back, and breathe out. Let's take another deep breath in at our own pace. And breathe out. And have a peaceful heart and a peaceful mind and a wonderful day. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for improving your posture. If you enjoyed the video, press like and make a comment. And subscribe to my channel so you can get further updates. Thank you for joining me, and come and join me again.